myself like a cheat day, or I guess not a cheat day, but a cheat meal. But I do only basically eat just once a day, like an actual meal. I only eat once a day. Besides that, I do snack. Uh, I do snack along the way. Let's see here. Uh, can it focus on me? Camera's not focusing correctly. And that might be an issue here. So, so I don't know if this is picking up anything or not. This is the first podcast ever, so I'll just have to review this after it goes live. Um, but what I'm going to do is just do some minor exercise and chat along the way. Um, Obviously, there's nobody here right now, so, but we'll just see how it goes. Uh, so basically, to start out with, uh, these are very minor exercises I'm doing. Um, so what I'm doing, what I usually do first, uh, is to just start walking, and basically it's walking the whole entire time. Walking on a treadmill, if you like to walk outside, if it's warmer where you're at, where I'm at, it's snowing, it's cold, so I'm usually just in the basement of my house here and just walk around. As you can see, it's very messy here. I got kids, so obviously it's very messy in here. Uh, Especially now that the kids can't go outside and play much, so they're just inside, and I let them run around the basement here, so they got all the toys and stuff in here. But depending on how well this channel goes, we'll do some things differently. Depending on how fit I get, how healthy I get, things will change in this channel. It's basically an evolving channel. It's going to evolve as we go. Hopefully, I evolve, get better. Um, Hopefully, if you follow with me here, hopefully you evolve, uh, you get more healthy and a better lifestyle out of this. Um, but yeah, uh, basically the whole premises of this is uh, we're gonna stay healthy, and we're gonna do it that way. We're gonna stay healthy, just eat a little bit healthy, and notice I say healthy, not stay fit. Um, I don't want anybody to think that, oh, you're gonna do something super hard that that the average person just doesn't have time for, or if you're one of the people who are not fit or not healthy or even obese, this will get you into the groove of things. Because since we're only walking, it's a lot easier to do. And what we're going to do when we get done with this, we're going to go down there, get off the treadmill. I'm going to get off the treadmill anyways. And then we'll just do uh, some light other forms of exercise that would help us along the way instead of just walking. So we're doing other things. Uh, I've been doing this for since January 1st, and like I said at the beginning, I have skipped out on like one day out of the week, just to give myself some rest. Especially when you're starting out, your body knows that it's going through changes, and so it gives you like a feeling of like, hey, I don't want to work out today, or just relax today, and stuff like that. So on days that you do feel like that, yeah, go ahead, relax. Just if you relax, just don't indulge yourself into like your normal routine. Or if you relax, just do a cheat meal on your relaxed days, something like that to get you going. I mean, one of the going through this process, one of the hardest thing about trying to stay healthy is that all the things that you like, um, you have a craving for it. So like, if you like drinking soda or sweets, stuff like that. If you like to eat like greasy food, or anything like that, you do get that craving, and I do get those cravings. So, obviously I'm Asian and I eat rice. I've been eating rice basically my whole entire life. So whenever I eat, I always get that craving. Like, I want to eat some rice with it. Uh, but I just show myself, say, no, I'm not gonna do it. Or if I do eat rice, I just my portion is like a quarter. It's only a quarter of what I normally would eat, and it's just to satisfy that craving. So once I satisfy that, like maybe just a couple spoons of eating rice, I'm done. I got that craving satisfied, and then I just don't eat rice at all anymore, and just eat meat. I've ate chicken, and then, like I said, primarily just beef. It's not something I would highly recommend people do. Obviously, people eat something different. If you're more of a salad person, have a very light salad. I did try that in the past, but I find out that when I'm doing those salad diets, you just want to add so many like uh, dressing on there, and the more you add, just the more unhealthy the salad is. So it defeats the purpose of trying to stay healthy. So for me, I like to have a lot of dressing on my salad. Uh, Primarily, I like to have ranch on my salad, and I like a bowl would be just like my, my salad would be covered in ranch dressing, and I'll eat that of it. I think about it, that's not even a good way to go. But my recommendation would be, uh, if you're gonna eat a salad, put a lot of fruits in there, so that way you don't add dressing to it as much, if at all, because fruits will actually drown out it will give flavor to your salad, and fruits are actually like a flavor that your body is used to and likes. So do that. If you're eating grapes, I mean, grapes would go well with a dressing, but again, you don't want to overdo the dressing. Because if you do, it sucks. Um, so you get in the habit of just, you know, eating a lot of dressing in there, and it just doesn't help you as much. So my recommendation and also by the way, I'm not like a health expert, so it's just all coming off the top of my head. It's just coming off of like my experience of how dieting doesn't certain or going on a certain diet doesn't really work for me. So just a disclaimer, it's just my personal experience and what I think of when I try to go on a certain diet. The reason why I chose meat as a diet, or primarily beef, is because it's something has a lot of proteins, so that's a good thing. Uh, but it's something that I like to eat. Personally, I like to eat beef, so I can satisfy that craving. And then the other thing is, with eating meat, I find that I don't need a lot of ingredients or spice. I can just eat like a plain steak and just by just sprinkle a little bit of salt on there, maybe a little MSG. Yeah, MSG. uh, just sprinkle a little bit of salt there, a little bit of MSG, and then just eating with some chili pepper, and that's basically it. Um, One thing that I've been doing this for about a month now, I noticed that since I'm only eating like that, my portions of eating that has also declined more and more. One thing is that you're so used to that, and it's kind of off-putting because it doesn't have like all those different kind of flavors. So when I'm eating it, it's kind of like my satisfaction of it is gone away really quick. So when I'm eating it, before that I was like eating like a 16-ounce steak. Now I'm just down to like a 10 ounce, and that's just like I'm not even sure if it's 10 ounce or not because when I eat steak, I also share with my kids and my wife and all that. So I slice it and then we all eat. I'm not just the only one eating, but everybody eats. So it's you know maybe it might be like a 16-ounce steak, but when everybody's eating, God knows how many I'm getting. So, but my guess is that I'm eating about 10 ounces, maybe. Um, yeah, my intake of it has decreased just because of the fact that it's my my taste buds are used to it, and like it's kind of bland to my taste buds now. So then after a few bites, a couple of bites, I'm just like, yeah, if I don't eat anymore, I don't eat anymore, and I'm fine with that. Um, but during my cheat meal, and what I usually do is I put my cheat meal on on the weekend, primarily just Saturday, um, just so that way during the week, when and I also use that as a rest day too, but not all the time. Primarily Sunday is my rest day, um, just because I got other activities going on Sunday. So yeah, but I use it for that, and then I just um, do a little bit intake of, on the weekends. My cheat meal would be like, I'll just eat some fruits, because I haven't had fruit the whole week. So when I look at fruit, I'm like, I want to eat it. And when I eat into it, it's like the flavor is just like so satisfying. Like, it truly is like you, since you miss out on it so much, that when you do eat it again, it's very satisfying. And once you satisfy that craving, it basically like goes away and you don't need to eat that much anymore. So you're so used, like I'm so used to like just eating something that's plain now that I'm, even just a little bit, eating just a little bit of it, it's just, you know, that's enough to satisfy the craving. Even like soda, like when I drink, if I were to drink soda on like a weekend, uh, I just drink like very little, like if at all. Uh, so yeah, just once I get that craving down, I just continue on with whatever just continue on with my day. And one of the reasons why I use the cheat meal on a weekend is because since the weekdays I'm working, I don't have a primary job. So since I'm working all day at work, I just snack. So I just snack with like some beef jerky, eat a little bit of that. Uh, drink a lot of water. We drink a lot of water since I started this. But yeah, just you know, drinking water a lot, snacking here and there. Sometimes I don't even snack at work. I just work. Good thing about work is that um, it keeps you busy, so that depending on what kind of job you're doing, you're always busy, or you're constantly doing something and moving around that you don't have time to like think about, oh, I need to go, I want to go eat or something like that. Since I'm moving so much, or since I'm working so much, or I'm at work, I'm just okay. I don't feel like I have time, quote unquote, time to go eat, even though when you're working, you do have time to go eat. Your job gives you time to go eat. They want you to go eat. You can't just work 8 hours straight. But some jobs are different. Some jobs, they only give you 8 hours, and then they don't give you lunch because you actually just work for 8 hours. Some jobs are like that. Other jobs, if you're working 10 hours a shift, something like that, you have to take like 30 minutes or an hour break. But yeah, it all depends on your case, but just when you're at your career or your job, just eat something that will satisfy that craving, and then eat very light, and then just go back to work. Drink a lot of water. Notice that if you drink a lot of water, it kind of makes you feel like you're full, at least for me now anyways. So I don't intake as much as I did. But you ever notice, like, I've been talking this whole entire time, and I've just been walking. One thing about exercising is that, and even like I'm looking here on my treadmill, every time I look at it, I'm always looking at the time. So one thing that I like to talk throughout this process and talk about random stuff is so that you don't look at the time. It's because that's the one thing that everybody always looks at. No matter what you're doing, even if you're not exercising, you're always looking at the time. And when you do that, time seems to go so slowly. So to combat that, I look for alternative things to do, to watch. Like I would like put on, like there's a TV right behind the the webcam there, and I would just watch like movies or uh, listen to another podcast, or do something different so that I would keep my eyes off of the timer on here. That's something that when I started it, so that way we're not always just looking at the time. We're listening or thinking about something to help pass the time. So yeah, as I'm saying, so even though these are just minor exercises, and I don't even know if you would consider walking exercise, but if you walk for a long time, you will eventually get tired. And I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I'm breathing pretty hard. Just because I'm talking at the same time as I'm doing this. So I'm taking extra breath to get circulation into my body, and then talking to the camera at the same time. So that's like double time doing that. Also, if you do have a treadmill, and if you're following me on the treadmill, I have my incline set at 5. I've been doing that all this whole entire time, and ever since I started doing exercise starting this year. So when I'm on the treadmill, I set my incline to 5, leave it at that, and set my walk speed to just like 2, 2.7, 2.83, something like that. When I set it to 3, I'm actually power walking. Right now it's like 2.7, 2.6. So I'm just like normally walking, but I'm walking at a faster pace. But the incline is what you need to focus on. You could walk slower if you want, but make sure you have your incline up. If you're walking and the incline is at 0, you're not really doing much to help yourself. That's the way I look at it. Because one thing that about treadmill that's to me is cheating. It's not actual running or walking. If you're on here, is that the motor runs the belt no matter what. The motor runs the belt, so the belt's constantly moving. You don't even really have to walk per se. You just have to lift your feet up and like that, and it's since it's moving, you're just basically swinging your leg. You're not really walking. So the way I view it is that the treadmill, when you just have it on whatever speed that you're going, and the incline is at 0, it's not actually walking. Well, it's kind of like cheating, even per se. But even when you're running, it still feels like it's cheating. So definitely the incline will make it harder, and you will actually experience like exhaustion. So that's the good thing about having the incline. Eventually, what I want to do is work my way up the incline. I don't know if all treadmill works the same, but my incline right now, with this treadmill in particular, the incline goes up to 15. I don't know if that's like degrees or what, but yeah, it goes up to 15. And that's a pretty steep incline. But since we're only walking, just you don't even have to worry about it being too steep because you just continue on step and going along with it. But it gives you a good workout. And since we're doing this for a while, before long, you already knocked out a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, 4, 5. Walking takes a long time to get to a mile. So if you think that, oh, I don't have, 30 minutes to waste or an hour to waste, you never know how it is. If you only want like a quick walk, I would say set your incline to higher, and then you can even set your speed to like very low. And if you're walking that incline, the incline will extremely help you with your exercise. Because let me tell you, until you do the incline, you have no idea how hard it is. And since it feels like you're just walking up constantly, it gives you a good exercise. You'll start sweating like I am right now. Although I'm only doing very slow. It does give you a good exercise. Definitely work on the incline if you haven't. If you don't, and let's just say you're walking outside, I think that's better because then you get fresh air. Here I'm in the basement. I got a basement here. It's not as great as fresh air, but I'm doing what I can. One thing about if you're walking outside is that the path that you're walking on, it's not always flat. So that's a good thing. Our feet was never meant to walk on a flat surface. Just because the ground is never flat. There are some instances where it will be, but most of the time you got like a pothole there's a little crevice there and there. So if your feet is constantly moving about in motion, stuff like that. So your feet is never like this. Your feet's always when it's stepping, it's always like maybe a little bit this, a little bit of that, like this. Maybe something like this if there's like a small rock or something like that you're stepping on. Your feet is planted like this. So it's never the same. That's why I do the incline because my feet's not flat. My feet's always landing like this. So it's always going like this for it. So another news. I don't like to talk politics, but 2025. What a strange year. What a strange last year. So many things happened to the United States, to the world. It's just all this craziness. You just gotta focus on yourself. Don't focus on what others should do, others should think, or stuff like that. Focus on yourself. Because when you're exercising and other people aren't, they're not affecting you. They're not affecting your health. Just because they're not, exercising, it's not gonna affect your health. You are affecting yourself right now. Of course, if there's like someone who's exercising and smoking in your face, that's a different story. You can only affect you, and don't try to affect other people. Hopefully, by what you do, if other people see it and they like it, and they think you have something going on that's positive, and they want you to do it too, they will join you. So, affect change by, I would say, by doing the change. But change has to start with you and not trying to convince other people. That's the one thing about change is that you can change yourself, but you can't change everybody. Also, in the news, I hate to say it, but I can't believe the Chiefs are going to Super Bowl again. It's just my opinion, but they've gotten away with a lot of shit this season. Excuse my language, but yeah, they've gotten away with a lot of shit this season that are blatantly just not called for by the refs. And that throws a red flag on me from my side. It's like, but nonetheless, congratulations to them. They performed really well too. So it's not just that's just something that has to do with the refs, but they do perform pretty well. So congrats to them. I hope they lose. I hope they lose. I'm rooting for the Bills. But yeah, we'll see. See how they go. It's not the Bills. The Eagles. Rooting for the Eagles. Nah, I don't pay that much attention. I just hear it and I'm like, oh, okay. But one of the things that I'm doing this too is so that I could be more of an outdoors person. Uh, I like nature. I like walking to national parks and whatnot. So one of the reasons that I'm doing this is so that I could go on those long hikes and not get so tired. I could hike. I want to be able to carry like a I don't know, like a 40-pound bag on my back and walk the whole day, without being too tired. So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. So what I like to do when I'm doing this, I like to just walk for like an hour and see wherever that gets me. So right now, I'm I've changed my view on my treadmill where I don't even see the time now, and I just look at the track, just at the track, I'm going around. So I'm just looking at that. I don't even know how far I'm at, how long this is, or anything like that. So I guess I'll just stop when I feel like I'm done. Uh, I feel like it's an hour or something like that, and then we'll go on to other simple things. One thing that I noticed about maybe the previous year or late previous year, so like November coming to this year, like we seem to have a lot of we seem to have a lot of uh, solar storms or uh, mass corona ejections from the sun. So we're getting a lot of the borealis, like coming towards the lower states. It's one of the things I noticed. Just watching like YouTube and all that stuff. So and like be so much into like nature and just science and all that. That getting a lot of solar flares from the sun. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I do like to see those borealis in the sky. One of my bucket lists is to go to Alaska to watch them, so that you get to experience the borealis in the night sky. So far, I went out to see one, and I couldn't really tell if it's a borealis or not because I'm just on that border of seeing it and not seeing it. In case y'all wondering, I live in Wisconsin, so yeah, it's just up to that border where you can see it and not see it. I took pictures of it, and you could see it, you could tell it's there, but you also question it like, is that like the lights from the city or not? So, but I would say that it is the actual borealis, but just from the naked eye, unless you know what you're looking at, you can't really tell. So it is what it is. So I took some pictures of it, and it do look like it. So it's pretty nice. But yeah, bucket list is to go to Alaska to see them, where you can actually see the lines in the night sky. I think that'd be wonderful. then on other things, um, for you gamers out there, who likes to play games, I do game too. I do play game a little bit here and there, but I'm not like a super hardcore type of person. See, for me, the only games I play are the free-to-play ones, and it's only a very select few that I will play too. Um, uh, for example, Path of Exile, PoE. I'm into that. I play that a lot. I usually just solo play, and I still don't get the mechanics of it, of you know the passive tree and all your armors and skills. I do get the skills and the armors and whatnot, but I'm just not sure how they get to the point where they're hitting for like hundreds of millions of damage. I'm just not to that point yet. But it looks like it takes so much of your time, and that's one thing I don't have. I don't have time. I've got kids that got pay attention to and all that stuff. But the kids play games too, so I can't take away from them. But yeah, I watched these videos where in Path of Exile where they're just hitting for like hundreds and millions of damage. I was like, I don't even know how you get that. Like, what you do, of like the modifiers on your armors and weapons that will get you to that point. And it's like, whatever. And then the currency for Path of Exile is so odd because currency is just items in the game. So you have like 1,000 different items, and those items they're not like equipment, they're just items. Those items are used as currency in the game, and every single item does something different. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good. You have that, and then you have the crafting ability, so that changes things up, and it costs currency to do that. They just introduce a whole bunch of stuff that, to me, just throws you off. Like you got also, they got breaches, maps, all these different things, trinkets, dyes, all that stuff that help you with, increasing your stats and whatnot. But to me, it just all just doesn't make sense. I'm not sure how people are doing that. I've been playing Path of Exile on and off for 4 or 5 years. It's partly my fault too, because I don't even take the time to try to watch these YouTube tutorials to learn the game. I don't take the time to do that, or to even like look at the guides, building guides, build guides. So like if you build if you build your character a certain way, they'll be able to do that much damage. So I don't even look at any of those. I just see what I want is my character to be hitting with all elements, so all elemental damage plus chaos, and then just have it like that, and then just shoot away. But these character build guides that they have on YouTube and websites, it's all pointing towards like a certain build, like be like a fire damage type or lightning damage type or an ice damage type, something like that, or a melee physical damage type. I don't want that. All I want to be all around damage type, but I don't think there's a build for that. I think that's why my character sucks, and that's why I die a lot. Sometimes I don't even beat bosses. No, not bosses, mobs, just regular monsters or rare monsters, I should say. Sometimes I can't even beat them, and I just quit. Like, God, screw this game. Just because the rare monsters, depending on whatever uh, whatever enhancement they got, it just makes it so overpowered that you can't kill them. And which is why I like to have an all-rounder damage type, because some monsters or even some bots, especially bots, if they are like immune or resistant to a certain damage type and you build your character for that damage type, you will never be able to defeat them, no matter what you do. The ones that are immune to a certain damage type are like one of the hardest ones, especially if they have like life regen on them, where they constantly regenerate their life. No, so all the damage you do, then they just regenerate back. It just makes you feel hopeless. And then there are like others who are just immune, that they have a modifier that makes them immune to certain things. And it's like, oh, I can't even hit them for any damage. And it's like, this sucks. So you have to basically quit the map, re-roll the map, or go to change the map, or go to a different map, and skip the boss, skip that boss or monster entirely, because you just can't defeat them no matter what you do. Here's some stuff upstairs. I think someone's home. So let's see. I've only been on here for about 40 minutes. That's surprising. I thought I was on here for longer. I guess not. See? That's what happens when you always look at the time. It goes by very slowly. So it's only been 40 minutes. And I do all this talking, it's only 40 minutes. Like, damn. How did the time go by so slow? But yeah, that's part of gaming. So I primarily just play it. I primarily just play on like free-to-play games, because I don't feel like I need to spend money on a game where you have to spend money every year for like a new season or something like that. Oh, I'm done with that. I used to do that, but now I'm just done with it. Whatever is free to play that I enjoy, I just go with that. Which brings me to uh, the first Descendant, the very pretty nice third-person shooter game. I don't like the third-person aspect of it. Um, kind of wish it was like a first person, uh, but it feels a lot like it's um, like a Destiny game. So it feels a lot like that. You have you have powers or skills or abilities that you use um, for that, and certain characters are a certain way. One thing is you can't change the sex of the character, so you you don't really have character modification or character creation. The character is there. You can only change like their outfits and the colors, and stuff like that, but you can't change the character whatsoever. But the outfits are pretty, let's just say, robust. Is that how you say it? The outfits for for female characters, are just top notch. Uh, so there's that. But it's a first person shooting, it's a third person shooting, and you level up just like RPG game. You kill mobs and then you get experience and you level up. There's that. Sometimes these games become repetitive and I just stop playing them. But for the most part, uh, I do just play them. But I don't buy more games. If, if a game is worth it, so like for example, Path of Exile, if I see that it has value, I will do like a microtransaction on there, you know, and I will give them money, just to have a certain thing for my character. Like the thing about Path of Exile is that microtransaction will actually benefit your character. Um, it won't make your character any stronger, but it will benefit your character in a big way. Because it makes it so that your loot box, you can hold more items, and that's always a plus when you can hold more items in your loot box. You can't do nothing about your character. They have a set amount of loot they can only carry. But as far as your loot box goes, it's very handy. So there's that. That's a plus for like a microtransaction that helps your uh, character as far as being able to build your character. I mean, they do also have things that will make your character like outfits for your characters, but that's a hit or miss. Sometimes it's not worth it. It's just to make your character look a certain way, so it's not worth it for that much. The first Descendant, like I said, what can I say? The woman has one of the sexiest outfits there is. So, uh, what more do you want when you're playing a shooter game and you're shooting? You're looking on the back of a sexy woman. But yeah, that's that. But first-person shooter games, especially the RPG type, like First Descendant and Destiny, are very lucrative to me. Just because it's easy to just get into the game and play. So it's very simple like that, and that's why I like simple. Now, why I play Path of Exile, I don't know. I just like to be miserable, I guess, because it is a miserable game. I don't get how people do it. So we're just 46 minutes into the walk here. I feel like I could go more, but I think I'm just gonna call it. I've done 2 miles, so usually I do between 2 and 3 miles. I think I'm just gonna call it at 2 miles. So I'll just do that. I'll see. I won't be able to show it to you. Maybe I can, but yeah. So stop here at 2 miles. Okay. So I'll show you. And this is my setup. I'll show you. what I have here. Yeah, this is what I've been doing. Yeah, incline that. That's what I did. Okay. And so now on to the next part of my exercise. This is what happens when you only have one camera. I've got my bench here. So as you can see, I'm just wearing sweatpants. It's like my everyday clothes. So I don't even change to so I don't even change to to workout clothes. No, to like some of those workout clothes. I just wear like this. This is what I've been wearing the whole day. So to me, there's really no point into changing into like something workout clothes where you're wearing different clothes. Other than so it's like a waste of just putting different clothes on. It's gonna stink. The clothes I've been wearing the whole day, it's gonna stink anyway. So I'm just gonna do this and let it stink up. So that's just how I see it. There's very little times where I would change my clothes. Let's see if I can adjust this camera here. So that y'all can see. There. So I do have weights here, but I don't really do the weights a lot. But for right now, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get into doing crunchies. That's basically what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna move the camera here so you don't see my butt as I'm doing crunchies, and I don't think you want to see my butt while I'm doing crunchies. So there's my punching bag over there. Um, Although I don't really use it much. Uh, that's mainly for my kids to use, so they like to punch on that a lot. But we're gonna focus on here. All right, punchy time. So sit up is something an exercise that you need to exert yourself, um, and I feel like you shouldn't have to exert yourself by just if you're just trying to get to stay healthy. You don't need to do something that you would exert yourself much uh, when you're doing weights like these. These are when you're exerting yourself, but I don't really do that until this part where I would just rotate between them. And you don't have to do that. You could just do sit-ups or crunchies and squats. That's something that's very simple to do. But we're on this journey together. So if you can do what I do, just that's fine. If you don't have a bench like what I have here, um, just go ahead and lay down on the mat and just do crunchies and stuff like that. So that way you could just follow along. If you don't have a mat, if you're doing it outside, just put like a rug down, something like that. It's just like it's a softer surface for you to do this on. But yeah, let's go. So I like to do is I like to keep my leg up and then just do crunchies.
most part, I'm not even counting in my head. I'm just doing it until I get tired. When I get tired, I just switch it up. Take a little breath, and then start again. And again, like I said, you don't need to count. Just do it. Some people like to count so they could put a number on it, but I just do it. Then we set, change it up again. I do leg lifts. So leg lifts, they help the lower part here, the lower hair crunchies help up here. So by switching it up, you're doing most of your abdomen area. And you notice that I'm not doing it to the point where I like I struggle very hard to do the last one. So we're not even going that route. We're just doing again. We're doing this to stay healthy only and get fit in the process. So we're not not super jacked, but just get fit, stay healthy. We're just doing like light exercise and just this like I'm already sweating. Uh, Mainly it's fun walking. So now once I'm done with that, obviously you gotta give yourself some rest from it. So then I start doing the dumbbells. And if you don't have dumbbells, you could just get something that's uh, get a hammer. I would say if you have a sledgehammer, you could use that uh, and start lifting that as a dumbbell because uh, that actually could help out a lot. And let me show you. I think I still have it here. Well, actually, it's in my garage and I don't feel like going to get it. But this is a 15-pound dumbbell. Camera's blurred again for some reason. All right, let it focus. So, yeah, these are 15 pounds dumbbells. I got two of them. I'm just gonna start curling them. So when I'm doing this, I just do a rotation basically. I curl, I do crunchies, leg lift, and then uh, I don't even know what you call this. This one. Yeah, I guess you call it butterfly dumbbells or whatever. Uh, but this works on your chest and your arm. Your yeah. So yeah. So I just rotate between all of them. So I do this, and I'm not working on my feet. I'm not working on my feet because I'm already walking, and that's already doing a lot for my feet. Again, we're not trying to um, we're not trying to gain muscle. We're just trying to stay healthy. We know that, and by walking more and more, we know that, hey, I could walk further, I could walk further, I could walk more on the incline. And on my incline, I I could go up more on the incline. I'm not feeling as exhausted as I should, as I was before. So uh, yeah, keep doing that. Eventually, you'll get to the point where you're like, I feel pretty comfortable, and I think I should run. Then you start running. Start jogging first. Nobody in the world could just run, sprint for like more than, I would say, probably more than 4 or 5 miles. Some people could sprint for a mile, like that's just straight sprinting. And when I think of sprinting, not just like a steady run. When I think of sprinting, it's like a super super fast running, like you're going all out. A lot of people think that uh, uh, people who are running or jogging at a certain pace, they think that that's sprinting, but that's not actually sprinting because they're not. Once they get to a point where they're not exerting themselves, that's not sprinting anymore. That's just like running or jogging at a certain uh, pace. So yeah, they don't. Nobody, at least I don't think nobody could straight sprint for like a whole 5 miles. Like really, really exerting themselves for a whole 5 miles. I don't think anybody could do that. I think they would start out sprinting and then they would just uh, get to a comfortable level of running or jogging and just keep that pace. So that's what I think people are doing. They're not just straight sprinting. Because when you're sprinting, you're exerting yourself all the time. You're not stopping. So yeah. So once I do this and my biceps are tired, then I'll just lean back and do this, and then just keep going until you get tired. You know, again, not don't need to do anything that would make you exert it, or where the last rep is like super super hard to do. We're doing this uh, to get healthy or stay healthy and get fit in the process. We're not doing this to get ripped. At least not yet. Like I said, this is a evolving exercise. Yeah, once that's done, take a little breather, take a little break if you need to. Me getting my waters. Usually these breaks are just like uh, 30 minutes. Sorry, not 30 minutes. 30 seconds to a minute long. Again, nothing that you would have to, exert yourself, but you do feel like you did not a lot, but you did an okay amount. So then back to back to doing crunchies. And if you feel like you can't do crunchies or you can't lift your leg up while you're doing crunchies, just put your legs down and just do crunchies like that. Back again and again. You don't need to count. Just close your eyes and do crunchies. Once you start getting tired a certain way, go ahead and change your position. Breathe. Lower. Okay, and that's that. But again, we're not done yet. We're just gonna keep going. Doing these, you don't have to do them in order all the time, but as long as you change it up, so that way you're not working the same muscle back to back. Just you don't have to do it in order. Just however way you feel like doing it, just do it. The key is don't think about it, don't count, just do. If you feel like you can't do it, do a certain set anymore, go ahead, change it up, do a different set. So it's been an hour now. Actually, the video says it's been an hour, but I don't think I've done it for an hour. Yeah, 1 hour done. I think I'm good at this. Yeah, this is good. So these are just to build muscle. These are not really required. But it's good to make sure you cover your base. Do a little bit of your leg. Get your blood flowing. And do this. Alright, back to sit-ups. Not sit-ups, back to crunchies. Okay. See, like right now, I already feel like I don't want to do it anymore. But that's just the bitch in me that's talking. I know I have to keep doing it. Okay. All right. Till tomorrow, folks. We'll do it again. I think I'm ending right now.